Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a new edition of my 1 week, 1 shelf challenge. I'm doing it all month long. I have to pick in my cat jar a specific shelf that I will solely read books from for 1 week. My shelves are divided by genre, which means one specific genre. So at the end of last vlog, I picked from that jar the next genre, which is nonfiction, the science shelf one. So let's look at the shelf. Okay, so this is bookshelf number 19, which is my nonfiction science one. Let's see if I can find something to read. As far as audiobooks from my library, I know that I think this one and this one are on my waiting list, so I will have to see which one I can get my hands on. Those two books I've been meaning to read them this year, hopefully, because they're so popular and I have yet to read them. So one about cancer, one about genetics. So one of these two will be on my list. There you go. You can see a little bit better. I need to choose one shorter one that I can actually read. As far as what's in there, I have read this, started this one. I have read this one. And I think that's it. Am I missing some books? For some reason, I feel like I am missing something. So I think I might, I think I'm going to try the first chapter of some of them. Maybe one of these. I think I'm going to try the first chapter of these 3 books. And I'll decide which one I start with. So it turns out that my library did have this one as an audiobook available right now, so I will be able to listen to that one. I'm very excited. I'm a little scared, to be honest. It's kind of big. But I've been meaning to read that book for forever. This is The Emperor of All Maladies, which is a biography of cancer. I've heard really, really great things. It was published a few years ago at this point. I don't think it's, the information is not still relevant, 2010. We might have advanced a little bit more towards the end, but obviously we're going to start with the beginning of cancer. So I just want to learn more about it. Hopefully it's not too depressing. And as far as physical books, I picked up a few different options. I think I'm going to try the first page or chapter and decide whatever I want to pick up. So I'll flip-flop between the audiobook of this one and then the physical books of this one. I'm nervous but excited. I feel like when I've done this challenge in the past and I had nonfiction, it was probably the shelf that was the toughest to do, because nonfiction is just harder to absorb, and I've been so tired. I feel like if I did the challenge during the summer, it would be easier because it gets dark early-ish still, so I'm very sleepy at night, and nonfiction is just slower. Wish me luck. Let's get to it. So we are day 2. I was highly distracted yesterday because I ordered last week bookshelf extension from IKEA, which I'll put them on the screen. The Billy bookshelves is what I have, and they've been sold out for months and months, and whenever they did have them, it was like 1, and obviously I needed 4 because I have 4 bookshelves. So yesterday I listened to the audiobook. I'm about 2 hours into it. No, more than that. I'm about 10% into it. 15. Right now I'm at 15, so about 10-ish% yesterday, and I built them and they are now installed, and I need to reorganize my shelves a little bit because I started moving my books forward so they look all facing, and I realized that was the difference between me and everyone else. Apparently everyone makes them pretty and I didn't. The only thing is I can't put stuff on my shelves anymore like that, which anyway, so this is the before, because now they're installed. I did put whatever was on top right there, but I want to put the books that are behind my couch on top so they will be prettier, because the bottom ones are really, really full, and right now I have a bunch of like random ones or a bunch of mass market paperback which aren't super pretty on the shelf, so let's reorganize them. Okay, so I don't know how much you can tell, but I feel like adding one more shelf makes such a difference in the vibes of the room. It actually feels like an actual library. Okay, this is the after. Obviously it doesn't look that great, a little better than it was, but not that great. I need to reorganize my shelves, but I am planning on making them look like built-in, so I'm gonna have to empty them completely and then put the wood pieces and stuff. So I don't really want to spend too much time, but I still feel like it looks better overall. I'm still not Pinterest or Instagram worthy, but working on it. Okay, so we are Wednesday morning, so day 4. I wanted to update you on my reading. First off, I have decided to give up on reading any other physical copy than this one. I think that I forgot for a second that reading nonfiction is much slower, / at night I'm too tired to really focus on nonfiction, so I've been struggling. I tried for like the first 2 days and realized it's not gonna happen, and this is actually a pretty big book, so I would rather attempt to finish this. You can see I'm not as far as I would want. I'm at page 180. Here you go. They don't say the chapter on here compared to the audiobook. But so far it's been interesting, kind of nerve-wracking and pretty dark, but interesting. Like, I didn't realize how horrible the first kind of treatments that we used to use for cancer were. Like, I kind of knew, but not knew, you know? Pretty much using mustard gas in your veins. That sounds awful. But yes, so far I'm enjoying it. As far as my shelves, I think I'm going to show you next time because I'm not done. I tried to reorganize them again, which, little sneak peek, I still need to organize this section. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. But I feel like I spent more time reorganizing my shelf this week than like in the last year. So far so good in terms of if I'm enjoying it. I'm going to attempt to read as much as possible, but I have a feeling I'm not going to have time to finish it before the end of the week, which I guess worst case scenario, next week I will listen to one audiobook and then finish this one because I still have it for another like week or two, I think, about that. So I'll do my best to attempt to still finish it before the end of the month. But yes, it is good. It's just that I was over eager and I forgot that nonfiction are much slower reads than fiction, which is probably why I don't read as many as I want. So it's a work in progress. We're learning. It's okay. If I finish one, I will be happy before the end of the month, or even otherwise. There's no rush. I'll see you in a few days. Good morning. We are now Saturday morning, and I wanted to quickly update you before I upload this video. I've been editing. I didn't finish it. I'm not surprised because I mentioned it's hard to read nonfiction at night. I was not prepared mentally. Probably should have chosen something shorter, but I'm happy with myself anyway because I wanted to start reading more nonfictions that I'm terrified of / have been on my shelf for years, which is really the case with this one. I'm at page 286, which is about 60% into the audiobook. I've been flip-flopping to attempt to finish it, but 100 pages more in 3 days, considering that I haven't been feeling well, so I've been going to bed early. I'm proud of myself. I will attempt to finish it. I'm finishing my challenge next Friday, so I will have about 3 days after that, which I might be able to just focus on this one. Like I mentioned, we're going to be choosing my next shelf, so when I'm done with the first audiobook, maybe I'll attempt to just continue this one. We'll see how it goes. It depends the size of the next audiobook too. But so far I am still very much enjoying it. In that section that I'm about, actually I'm about to get to the section with the pictures, which if you don't know, the middle portion of the physical book, you get pictures and stuff. Right now we're talking about cigarettes, which I knew about, you know, the research and how it went, but it's so much worse than I expected. And I put a post-it here to show you. This is like the end of the book. So there's a ton of it that is like notes and like acknowledgement and everything. So you can see, I have read, so this doesn't count basically. So I have read more than half, like I said, 60% to the audiobook. So I might be able to finish it before the end of the month. That was barely English. I might be able to finish it before the end of the month. But so far this is like 5-star material. Let me quickly show you how I ended up finishing the shelves because I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, quick tour. The books that were here are now over there. They're mostly fantasy, so everything on that shelf is now fantasy. This is my challenge and like what I've read so far this month or middle of. So it's always going to be messy. It's fine. These were basically under the rainbow shelf. We can see them. They're mostly contemporary, historical fiction, romance, basically anything I don't have a lot of. And this is like the YA ones. And this is a children's book or like high school books. It makes sense in my head. My sci-fi are now all up there, YA ones and then more adult ones, which used to be again behind the sofa. In this section, I had one empty one and two nonfiction. So these are like my challenges also for this year. My classics and then my nonfictions that I'm hoping to read. These are the science nonfictions and then the other nonfictions. So it's not perfect, but it's definitely better than it was. Let's pick the last shelf in the 1 week, 1 shelf challenge. I am stressed. What is it? Number 22, mystery thriller. Which one is it? I moved things around, but I didn't move the mystery thrillers. So 22, that means okay. I'm not mad about that one. I just looked on Libby, which is linked to my library, and I have a few mystery thrillers that I will be able to get my hands on. So I think it's going to be a good week. I feel like that's going to be easier to go through at least 1 or 2 books and then finish the nonfiction. So I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe. I didn't read as much as usual, but it's nonfiction. I'm happy. I'm definitely achieving my challenge so far-ish. We'll be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in an upcoming video very soon. Bye.